Have you ever felt like your mind is a runaway train, constantly speeding between the regrets of yesterday and the worries of tomorrow? You're not alone. This is the story of Leo, a 24-year-old guy just like many of us who felt trapped in this exact cycle. His days were a blur of restlessness and exhaustion, not from physical labor, but from the sheer weight of his own thoughts. He was haunted by past mistakes and paralyzed by the fear of an uncertain future. Every waking moment was spent replaying old conversations, dissecting what he could have done differently, or imagining worst-case scenarios for what lay ahead. Sleep offered little escape, as his dreams were often just a continuation of his daytime anxieties. He felt like he was living everywhere but in the present moment, and it was draining the life right out of him. This constant mental turmoil took a toll. His work suffered, his relationships grew strained, and the joy he once found in simple things had all but vanished. He tried everything he could think of, self-help books, meditation apps, even forcing himself to go out with friends, but nothing seemed to quiet the noise inside. The more he fought his thoughts, the louder they screamed. He felt like he was drowning in a sea of what-ifs and should-haves. A way to reclaim his peace, Leo heard whispers of a wise old man, a once famous psychologist who had left the bustling city life behind to live in quiet solitude among the rolling hills. People said he possessed a unique understanding of the human mind. With a flicker of hope, Leo packed a small bag and set off on a journey, not just to find this man, but hopefully, to find himself. After a long journey, Leo finally found the old man's simple cottage, nestled in a serene landscape that seemed worlds away from his own chaotic mind. The old man, with kind eyes and a gentle smile, listened patiently as Leo poured out his heart, describing the relentless storm of thoughts that gave him no peace. He spoke of his exhaustion, his fear, and his desperate longing for just a moment of quiet. The old man didn't offer complex theories or quick-fix solutions. Instead, after listening intently, he simply nodded and went inside his home. He returned a moment later holding a simple glass, which he filled with water right to the very brim. The water's surface trembled, a perfect dome held together only by surface tension. He handed the glass to Leo. "I have a task for you," the old man said, his voice calm and steady. "I want you to walk from here, down the path to that ancient tree at the end of the valley, and then walk all the way back. The challenge is this: you must not spill a single drop of water." Leo looked at the glass, then at the long, uneven path. It seemed like an odd, almost impossible request. The path was dusty, with loose stones and winding turns. Any slight misstep would send water sloshing over the edge. He was skeptical. How could this simple, strange task solve the deep-seated anxiety he'd been battling for years? But he had come this far, and the old man's quiet confidence was strangely compelling. Taking a deep breath, Leo accepted the challenge. He held the glass with both hands, his eyes locked on the shimmering surface of the water. With his gaze fixed on the glass, Leo took his first tentative step. The world around him seemed to melt away. The chirping of birds, the rustle of leaves in the wind, the feeling of the sun on his skin, he noticed none of it. His entire universe had shrunk to the size of that glass rim. Every single ounce of his attention was focused on keeping the water perfectly still. His steps became deliberate, his breathing slow and measured. He navigated the rocky parts of the path with a grace he didn't know he possessed, his body moving in perfect sync with the delicate balance of the water. He wasn't thinking about the argument he had last week. He wasn't worrying about his career path or what people thought of him. There was no room for any of that. His mind, for the first time in what felt like an eternity, was completely and utterly present. There was only the glass, the water, and the next step. The journey to the ancient tree and back felt both like an eternity and an instant. When Leo finally returned to the cottage and stood before the old man, he was astonished to see that not a single drop had been spilled. A profound sense of calm washed over him, a quiet he hadn't experienced in years. He placed the glass down, his hands steady. The old man smiled knowingly. "Tell me, my boy," he asked gently. "On your walk, did you notice the beautiful wildflowers along the path? Did you hear the song of the mountain stream? Did you feel the breeze?" Leo paused, thinking back. He shook his head. "No," he admitted. "I saw nothing. I heard nothing. My entire focus was on the water." The old man's smile widened. "Exactly," he said. "And did you worry about the past while you were walking? Did you fret about the future?" Leo's eyes widened in realization. "No," he said, the word coming out as a whisper. "I didn't. There was no space for it." The old man gestured toward the glass. "That glass is like your life. The water is your present moment. When you hold it so full with your complete attention, there is no room for anything else. Your anxiety, your restlessness, it comes from spilling your attention. A part of you is spilling into the past, trying to fix what is already done. Another part is spilling into the future, trying to control what hasn't happened yet. Because you are never fully in the now. You feel off balance and empty. This simple demonstration hit Leo with the force of a revelation. He finally understood. Peace wasn't something you had to chase or find in a distant place. It wasn't about silencing his thoughts or fighting his mind. It was about filling his mind so completely with the present moment that there was simply no room left for anxiety to take root. Just as he had focused all his energy on the glass of water, he needed to learn to focus that same energy on whatever was right in front of him, whether it was washing the dishes, having a conversation, or simply feeling his own breath. The old man explained, "Your mind can only truly be in one place at one time. When you place it entirely in the now, the past loses its power to haunt you, and the future loses its power to frighten you. In the present moment, there is no fear. There is only being." This lesson changed Leo's life. He realized that for years, he had been searching for an external cure for an internal problem. He thought peace was a destination, a prize to be won after a long struggle. But the wise old man showed him that peace is a state of being available to him in any given second. It was a choice to bring his full attention to the here and now. He returned to his life not as a new person, but as the same person with a new understanding. He started practicing carrying the full glass in his daily activities. When he was eating, he focused only on the taste and texture of his food. When he was talking to a friend, he listened with his whole being, without planning his response. It wasn't easy at first. His mind, accustomed to wandering, would still try to drift away. But now, he had a tool. He would gently guide his focus back to the present, just as he had kept his eyes on the water. Slowly but surely, the constant noise began to fade. The overwhelming feeling of exhaustion was replaced by a quiet energy. He found that the more he lived in the present, the more vibrant and meaningful his life became. He started noticing the small joys he had been blind to before: the warmth of the sun, the taste of his morning coffee, the genuine smile of a stranger. The story of Leo and the full glass is a powerful reminder for all of us. Peace is not out there somewhere. It's right here, right now, waiting within us. It's in this breath and the next one. All we have to do is choose to be present enough to experience it. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more content that can help you find your own inner peace. What's one small thing you can give your full attention to today? Let us know in the comments below. Take care, and see you in the next one.